Some love stories never truly end, they simply pause, waiting for the right time to begin again. Per heartbreak, Samantha Reyes sought solace in the quiet shores of Siargao, never expecting that a single forgotten letter would change her life. A decades-old love note, a stranger's reply, and a fateful meeting with a man named Mateo would set her on a journey of second chances, missed moments, and the undeniable pull of destiny. But love, like the tide, has its own timing, and sometimes the promises we forget lead us right back to where we were always meant to be. Samantha Reyes had always believed in love, but after a devastating breakup, she wasn't sure if love believed in her. Seeking an escape, she booked a solo trip to Siargao, a place known for its waves, sunsets, and stories of healing. One afternoon, while exploring the island, she stumbled upon an old café by the shore called Luna's Letters. Inside, a wooden wall was filled with letters tucked between seashells and postcards. Curious, she picked one at random. To Luna, I met her once years ago, a fleeting moment, a borrowed summer, and yet she never left my heart. I wonder if she ever thinks of me too. The letter was dated 1998, never collected or answered. Something about it touched Samantha deeply. She showed it to the cafe's owner, Tita Rosa, who smiled knowingly. That wall has been here for decades. People leave their letters to the sea. To love, to memories, she said, determined to find answers. Samantha replied to the letter, leaving it on the wall. A few days later, a response came, but not from the original writer. Instead, it was from his son, Mateo Alonso. My father wrote that letter about someone he met in Siargao. He always wondered what could have been. Your reply made me realize that sometimes love stories don't have endings, only pauses. Intrigued, Samantha met Mateo at the cafe. He was a photographer, capturing the soul of Siargao through his lens. He took her to the hidden parts of the island, the secret coves, the quiet beaches, places where stories lived in the wind. As they retraced his father's lost love story, their own began to take shape. But Samantha's flight back to Manila was in a week. Do you believe in destiny? Mateo asked one evening as they watched the sun sink into the horizon at Cloud 9. I don't know, she admitted. Then let me prove it to you. Instead of saying goodbye, they made a promise to meet again in Siargao 1 year from today. If love was meant to be, it would find a way. But life had other plans. A year later, time had a way of making people forget. Samantha returned to her fast-paced life in Manila, drowning in deadlines and routines. Mateo traveled across the Philippines for his photography, capturing the beauty of forgotten places. Promise they made, lost in the rush of life. One afternoon, Mateo found himself in Bohol, standing atop the breathtaking chocolate hills. The golden art painted the hills in warm hues, and he raised his camera, searching for the perfect shot. And then click. His breath hitched. Through his lens, he saw someone familiar, a woman, standing alone, staring at the landscape as if lost in thought. The sunlight kissed her face, and the wind played with her hair. He zoomed in, heart pounding. It was her, Samantha. She wasn't looking at him, not yet, but fate, cruel and kind, had placed them in the same place at the same time, as if the universe refused to let them forget. Mateo lowered his camera and took a step forward. Samantha. At the sound of her name, she turned, eyes widening in shock. For a moment, time stood still. You, her voice wavered. What are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing. He let out a breathless laugh. We forgot, didn't we? Samantha's lips parted in realization. Siargao, they had promised to meet, but neither of them showed up. Yet here they were in a place they never planned to be, standing in front of each other as if destiny had never given up on them. Maybe, Mateo said softly, we were meant to meet again, just not where we expected. Samantha felt her heart race, not with fear, but with something she thought she lost a year ago. Hope. As the sun dipped below the hills, she smiled. Then maybe, she whispered, this time, we won't forget. And just like that, their love story began again.